feeling pretty dang good. I'm excited to hop into some more Overwatch 2. It's been a little bit, but I know for the IEN, it's always a treat, and hopefully we get some good matches here in the varsity division. Oh, hold on. I believe you are muted. You've been muted the whole time. I apologize.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I did it again.
All right. Rewind it. 1 second. Rewind it. Let's run this back one more time.
Exactly. Hello and welcome, everybody. Overwatch action. IEN status coming at you. Sorry, Connie. Sorry, Taylor. That is it's the first time this year, but I don't even know how many times last year, Orbital. Sorry about that, guys. FBI Tugboat, Orbital, coming at you. Overwatch 2, high school action. I want to give a shout out to Zotac here. Yes, we want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for supporting Scholastic Esports within the great state of Indiana. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out over there on social medias if you so choose. Make sure to join the community on Discord and don't forget to use the hashtag #PoweredByZotac or ZotacUSA when you do post. Of course, Zotac spelled Z-O-T-A-C right there down there at the bottom. We got the tussle of the Tigers coming at you. We got the Triton Central Tigers taking on the Greencastle varsity squad, and known as the Tiger Cub squad. So Tigers on Tigers here. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they need some Tiger Balm to help them out. I don't know. One of the teams will be taking a victory one way or another. I do want to give a big shout out as well to our lovely production, Connie and Taylor, the ones that you shouted out earlier, making sure that we can actually see ourselves as well as the game, as well as the players, as well as the awesome action ahead. But as you mentioned, this is going to be an interesting matchup, namely because for Triton Central, they're currently 2-6 in their current record. Everyone does make it in the varsity 2 playoffs, but specifically you want a very nice score setting. You want to have a very controlled pace of play so far. And for them, looking at a 2-6 record, they have an uphill battle. They don't want to be landing around 16th or 17th and have to deal with the first or second seed. On the flip end for Greencastle varsity, first split here in varsity side, so they're sitting at a 1-1 record where they need to go ahead and punch up as well to get a much better record to go ahead and head into playoffs.
Yes, so that's just kind of how we do it here at LandFest, obviously. Everybody making it into the postseason. It'll be determined by seeding at that point. Now, we know what frequently happens when a 16 seed meets a 1 seed in the first round of the postseason. But for Greencastle specifically, the way we do it here in LandFest and IEN is that teams come in, I think as you may preface a little bit, come in as that club first before getting promoted up to the varsity squad. This just kind of helps the competitive aspects around many different natures within these matchups between Overwatch squads. Taking a look at this, little Doomfist on one side and little Orisa on the other.
Yeah, starting things off strong with a Lifeweaver in there as well. So a very interesting composition to come out here from the side of the Greencastle squad. The Malga swap, though. Okay, I like this, actually. From Triton, I love the standard that they've set up. It's a very front and center composition. And if you plant yourselves and you can get to the site first, if you can get to this point first, I think they can do a lot of work.
Here comes Malga, trying to put maybe a little bit of pressure on the right side. Immediate answer from the Orisa, and that's a quick retreat. A little bit of damage from the Sojourn side. So far, this is Triton just kind of been prodding, poking, feeling, right? Seeing what angles and sides are most ideal to take out. Huge sorts of damage taken off the field. No more Reaper on this one. Getting involved with it. Malga on Orisa, classic matchup. Capture does come in and will for Triton. We'll start adding points to that total, Orbital. Easy pick. That's 2 in a row right there as well.
Like I mentioned, once Triton are allowed to plant, their composition is really hard to break through. And especially with the Lifeweaver on the other end, Greencastle, they don't have great shattering power. They don't have the strength to actually break through a lot of the healing and the bluster that is set up on Triton's side. So for Greencastle, they have to have this optimal punch, and it might come from a flank.
I gotta say, man, up until that point, undoing Khan, the Reaper here for the Triton, or excuse me, for the Greencastle side, was doing a fantastic job of just not pushing in without their squad. Right now, there's a 4v5 at absolute best until Ginger Shoddy does go down as well. There's Bastion be coming on back to point here soon.
I like that. I like that. Enemy Malga on top of the Life Weaver playing just like, hey, what's up, guys? I got this. Don't worry. Slams down behind, and that's a quick shot on the other end, though, as Greencastle are looking to make a mark for their own. Unfortunately, the Malga had so much freedom to ply their time, and now they're going to run this Orisa out of dodge. So well done from Triton Central so far.
Again, it's just a back and forth, like kind of prodding, but now a healer down Lord Sidious for the side of this Greencastle squad, and these tanks are just doing absolute battle as of right now. Malga's going to have a little bit of support in the back, but 2-on-1, we know how that one's going to go. At least when you talk about the point. Are they going to get out of this?
No,
okay.
No, you don't. And the big part is really well done. I don't know if Triton opted to do that and got a little ballsy with it, but Greencastle used the time that the two tanks were fighting each other off on the wing and said, hey, Undoing, go take them out. There's no tank. They don't have any safety. Let's go ahead and just fly on it. It was such a well-spotted mistake by Triton. And for Greencastle to show off and say, hey, listen, the Cub can take it to the adult. I'm gonna pull off that fight. Great turn.
Here comes nothing really landing from that one. We have 4 glowing ultimates on the side of Greencastle, so should they choose to pull these. Not even gonna need it to take down the first pick. Robot, see it back in spawn. Take it to the skies and just try to get a little bit of damage here. Uses the rings for assisted movement. Not gonna happen. Anna down. Huge source of healing down for Triton, but it's a pinstripe kill feed as this just continuing to go back and forth. Orisa down. The Reaper down as well, and Malga wants to join the party.
I like this. Everyone else fell, but the Malga still does so much extra damage. The plant brings you up a little bit further. Quick slam down one more time. You don't have a whole lot of healing back in the bank. I think you have the Anna only, but for the side of Greencastle, you're more than okay with this current situation. Still stalling for time. You've actually surpassed the likes of Triton Central. It's now trying to get back on site as fast as you can. You stop this turnover, though.
At the about 70-80% mark right there as it continues to tick up. There's the Life Weaver just trying to get out of this one. Not going to happen so easily. Purple's across the middle. No Reaper's going to enjoy that situation. It's just a chase down, and this Reaper kind of not hitting his shots as well. Has the Death Blossom available, but opts not to pull it. Hey, you're just going up against the Malga on the other side now at the very last second to just try and keep their lives. It's only 2 players even alive for Triton. They're not going to get there. Greencastle with a come-from-behind victory in round 1.
Really well done from Greencastle there. Undoing Khan, kind of the starting point, the spearhead for that turnover. Remember, it was 70 uncontested by Triton, and it was 1 haul off the point that caused them problems. Squibbo went a little bit too far. Chase shouldn't have, and when they rounded back, the point was gone. And then Undoing Khan, always there to kind of nip at the heels of Triton's turnover time. They weren't able to turn it over, got about 3/4 of the way. Well, time's ahead, so for Greencastle, really nice start here on map 1.
Yeah, it really was. And it was the ability not just to swap, right? Because now for example, we're looking at the Soldier 76 here for Greencastle. Maybe it's the mobility there, maybe it's the kind of self-sustainability, but regardless, on the other side, I think Triton did a great job of shutting down some of the damage characters. Before we saw the Soldier 76, it was the Reaper that was just really kind of trying to find value in any way possible. Now we see a Reaper on the other side, Jimger Shoddy going on over to that one. No changes within the tank lineup, and no changes necessary after a nasty series of shots lands upon the Orisa on the side. This is a squad fighting without a tank for the time being.
Every time, though, this has kind of been the angle that I feel like Triton have gone for. Try and find Red Spider. As soon as you get Red Spider, you're good. I like that Ginger, though, is doing the exact same. Now trying to fight Undoing in that Reaper versus Reaper setup. Squibbo taking out Soldier 76. Really clean shots. Push a little bit further. Now chasing some of those bodies out. I like what Triton are doing, pushing too far forward. With their push, remember, they have to back away a little bit. They don't want the point to be turned over.
Now it's going to be a Reaper first pick. I believe that's maybe half the time the first pick has gone to the Reaper one way or the other. Nice slam and make sure that nobody's going to really get pushed, and the Triton's going to continue to take ticks. Almost took down the Life Weaver on the other side, able to get back, and this is kind of a stalemate right now, which of course is the advantage to Triton. Now trying to get it done themselves, ill-advised, excuse me. Push right there from the Soldier 76, trying to get it done themselves, Orbital.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try and do something in there to make this match happen. It feels like Triton started to learn a little bit more from their mistakes in the past. Really good shots from Undoing Khan, though. Rips one apart. The Orisa steps up to play, and everyone else has to scatter. If you lost Kegley, that is not too bad. Uh-oh, low HP on the Ana.
Has to try to get back to this one. It's going to be Sojourn, and now the nano boost. A fantastic job, but Ana does fall within the thick of things. Orisa dead as well, so they're going to find a little bit for it, but nothing more. The rest of this is going the way of Greencastle. Can he do it? A classic matchup, Reaper versus the Soldier 76. A couple of shots and does teleport, or just shadow step out, excuse me. Malga gets involved and interrupts the classic matchup between those two, Orbital.
That was about as good as you could have asked for as well.
Yep.
That was Greencastle fighting as hard as it could, and Undoing got a lot of good shots out. So did Scary. But Triton was able to extend the battle, that there was no turnover. That's the problem. You needed a strong offensive. You need to clear them out quickly instead of staggering. And now you're left at 90% versus 0. Greencastle have got to make some magic happen.
Yeah, this is tough. Now a little bit of congestion does come in as Kegley doth fall. Yeah, that. And if you're going to sit here, you got to have one on at least. That's 2, that's 3. Soldier 76 tries their best. That's going to be the Reaper drop down and doing Khan, nothing doing. And I mean, this is probably just staggered. Yeah, this is probably just last gasp territory, I should say. Now a little bit of influence to keep him off of even trying on this point. It was a really back and forth in the first one. This was Triton the entire time, pretty much. I don't think that Greencastle got closer than 70% the entire time, obviously taking no actual percentage points.
No, and I think for Triton, this shows a lot of growth from that round 1. I give them a lot of credit. Like I said, their big mistake came from being a little bit over-aggressive and Squibbo hopping off a point. This time around, they never left too far. Now, granted, the inner sanctum area is a little bit easier to get back to, and there's not as many alleyways, but this was still a very smart play from them, saying, hey, we can't go too far, we can't overextend, and we're going to stay together and make sure to play for the point instead of those eliminations. Really well done there.
He's hovering the Zarya. Okay, gonna go with it. I don't dislike this at all, dude. This is something to go up against the Reaper. This is something to keep the cleanses or keep your antis from really affecting yourself on the other side, and obviously can go up against Mog and eat up a whole bunch of this damage. We'll see how this goes as two teams meet across the middle. Zarya up close and personal first. Nice grip in response to the anti. That's going to be on cooldown for a little while, but again, the Soldier 76 just getting a little bit too aggressive. Now that 2 picks against the side of Greencastle, and they're not starting this next round very well.
Nope, Garden is always a little bit difficult, especially in a face-on battle, and like I said, for Triton, whenever you have that Malga, it just feels way too scary. It feels way too damaging. A quick teleport by Undoing actually gets you caught out a little bit on the back end, and you are gone. This is Triton Central starting to stagger a lot of these blows where that timer is going to continue to tick up in their favor.
So great job answering back here for Triton. A little pick there towards the end. Maybe trying to find some chip damage at this point. I mean, a lot of times the Soldier 76 are going to be trying to take that damage in from the side. It's kind of been a front line 76 play from AKA Scary thus far. See how this one goes if it turns out to be a little bit different. Red Spider also just taking a huge chunk damages. Now they're trying to take it from down low right now, Orbital. Up high, down low. They might maybe going to find a little bit more success down low, especially if they give up this corner here. But it's this is a split push, and now is Maga just going to feast? Yeah, no, it's going to be the last shot basically right there, and Triton takes down 3 with the assistance of 0 ultimates.
Triton Central, I don't know what they did, but it feels like their win record is going to go up and up and up. 2-6 is a score line that you know you're going to have a tough score to settle. Right now, you're pushing that to look closer to a 3-6 map number 1, looking much more your own. Hard chase in, though, as this is going to be Soldier 76 blank. A little bit of a question here as Squibbo takes out Undoing, so it's only the Soldier 76 as that DPS value, lower ground being taken, but you're not getting any ground.
Yeah, just however they're trying to get in chip damage just isn't really working here. Hasn't been a change of composition, or at least not a significant one, as that Maga is just now absolutely frying on the inside. This is everybody's opportunity, and it's going to be the Maga just taking it all. 92-93 right there after the ultimate assists across 2, charge across. I'm not sure if there's really anybody else on point who's going to be able to contest this. even for the last couple seconds. Nah, Triton takes this one down 2-1 fashion. Juno tries, doesn't quite get there.
Triton Central looking pretty dang strong. Earlier round, I feel like should have gone their way, and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate what they did in turning it around in rounds 2 and 3. And Squibbo, I mean, give credit where credit is due. Squibbo was a monster, and it felt like a lot of these rounds either lived or died by Squibbo. Squibbo stepped off a little bit too far, all of a sudden they lose. If they hold on, it is because Squibbo is taking 1 or 2 members each and every time. Really, really well done.
Yeah, and it's always the crucial to hold on to that cooldown to be able to get back out if you're not with teammates, right? We saw that always like that presence of mind coming through for Squibbo on that Maga. Wonder if we'll see that next year, Shambali Monastery coming up. At a certain point, you make the argument if it worked the first time, yes, geographically like different. Shambali Monastery, obviously a different game mode as well, but if it works so well right there, and especially when there were at least some counter picks on the other side that just did not get it through, I have to wonder there. And it was a fantastic point, Orbital. The only times that it seemed like this Greencastle squad was going to have a real good way in edgewise, it was because this tank was either out of position or the few times that they actually did get eliminated first.
Yeah, and in the other side of the coin as well, with Squibbo doing so well, I want to keep eyes on Undoing Khan. Undoing Khan was the sole reason why that round 1 went their way. If Undoing Khan can get unmarked, it feels like in rounds 2 and 3 they were getting marked a little bit, making sure to keep track of that Reaper. If Undoing Khan is able to get away, kind of stretch out with that Reaper and find some flanks, maybe there can be some magic. Maybe Squibbo goes down a little bit faster, maybe actually get some side angle fights. But that's the caveat, is right now it feels like the ball comp from, or not ball, but, brute force method from this, from Triton Central is just too dang strong. It might be alleviated, though, as we do go to escort a much easier task in finding ways around your opponent, finding ways to kind of get behind them if need be.
I think that's really the answer right here, because pressure on the backline healers of this Triton squad just didn't exist quite as much. Like, obviously, a lot of that goes to Benny Man, excuse me, there, the Ana, like, can she hit her sleeps? Can she hit her antis? If she even has those, if you get backline pressure. If Undoing Khan on the Reaper and AKA Scary on the Soldier 76 are able to get back there, and obviously with more lanes to get there here within the Shambali Monastery in certain points, I think we might be looking at a different story. Triton on defense first, let's see how this works.
For Triton, if you stall out Greencastle here, it makes for a very quick map number 2. You stall them out for 4 minutes, they don't go anywhere, and all of a sudden you win. That's kind of how it goes. I will say, for teams that are very, very overwhelming, being on the defensive side first feels really good. It's a short map. You run straight into map number 3 in definitive position. Wow. However, Scary might have a different answer. Untouched on the sideline flank, being able to take out a mark or 2.
Yeah, and that was it was pretty direct, right? So like that is the kind of value that they were looking for earlier. This Maga is finding pressure they're not really wanting to deal with. That's an early pick against Squibbo. Not technically first here, but on the run right now is Triton. It looks like the offensive positioning here for Greencastle is working out early.
Yeah, Triton stepped up a little bit too close. I think they lost Benny or Will, one or the other, very, very quickly, and it just didn't work. Squibbo had no backup healing, had no safety to work with, and they were in the middle of about 4. It's gonna happen again as Undoing Khan is starting to get some value as well, starting to pick off these opponents one by one.
Well, hey, taking out their counterpart. Khan, instant shoddy, little Reaper on Reaper. Love to see it, getting mega aggressive still. No reason not to. Orbital Greencastle taking this corner like they own it. Mog is a little bit segmented out. They're not going to find a whole lot of value against this Zarya with, like, all the healers in the world on the other side. But it's going to be Ginger Shoddy taking on their counterpart this time. This has just been the battle of Reapers as the kill feed once again gets pinstriped. Oh. Fantastic anti. Big shout out to our production staff. I think catching that one just in the nick of time. Triton gonna be able to stabilize on that one. That Zarya is not getting back to point in second, first objective. A little bit extra time, not gonna happen yet.
That was a brutal end to the push, but honestly, really well done by Greencastle. When it was point control back in map 1, it was a lot harder. It felt like they had no answer. This was a fantastic push with Undoing Khan, finding those flank angles. For Triton Central, you let things slip out of control, and from what I'm seeing now, the Cubs are starting to understand how to take advantage of mistakes. If another mistake happens for Triton, it will be pried open.
On board now, Squibbo. Trying to find the corner. We've all done it before. A lot of damage against the Reaper first. You got to shadow step on out. That is a fully charged Zarya on the other side, but a great job just holding down both those triggers. And Squib gets to the other side. That's really, really low. Yeah, sub 100 is not a situation that Magas want to operate in frequently.
No, and you tried to chase through. I think you were trying to land on that outer wall there instead of in the middle of the territory because you would have still gotten healed from inside the building. Either way, you were able to save it. Really well done. Clappin goes down, though. Squibble still answering in massive fashion, though, and Kegley keeping the tick alive, recognizing there's someone on the backside, undoing Khan, trying to get the flank once more. Is it going to work?
Khan going to be too far to get real value from those Hellfire shotguns. And what you don't want to do is get pulled into a 1v1, and what you definitely don't want to do is lose that 1v1. Man, oh man. Maybe not a great decision for either Reaper right there, whatever. Cage comes out, Maga is absolutely singing right now. There's a Lifeweaver ultimate as well, can't do anything but focus down on that one. And is this Maga going to be basically by them? No, they got all the assistance in the world. Shoot the skies, shoot the airs, everything else like that. It's another hold here for the defense. 8 seconds. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get there. And also dying with ultimate. Never great. Khan has got it though. They need this. They need this. No, they pulled back. You got to drop that down immediately. Pull this one and try and live off the sustained healing. Brutal. Brutal looks.
Well played, though, by Triton Central. Really, really controlled this time around. And again, you had a little bit of a heart attack when you first slipped up and Squibble went down. Squibble went down immediately. That rush of what was it, like, it was 100 meters, right? Just a hard shove of 100 meters. It scares you. And they were able to kind of rally back at the very end. Once again, we're looking here for the side of Triton Central. I want to see them come off of a good way. And Squibbo, again, recognizing these spatial differences. Every so often, Squibble will get really, really excited. You'll see them get a kill and immediately rush forward a little bit further. And then, oh, I'm off the wall and I don't have my healers. As long as Squibbo reins in the aggression just a tiny bit, we can see that control take over the rest. Here in round 2, I do foresee Triton Central being able to take it away if Squibbo doesn't get too far ahead of Kegley and Ben.
I gotta agree, and like of things that are working, I really do think the Wu Yang and the Anna are just absolutely banging in the back. Now switching on over Will Clappin is to the Sojourn here. Obviously, kind of similar looks, hey, and another wide frame here. They can do a lot of damage up close and personal. Okay. I think that Maga is probably the better decision there. Lifeweaver Juno on the other side. They'll be joined with the Soldier 76 and a Reaper. Zarya, no changes really opting for here on the Greencastle varsity squad.
This is a very deep defense. Remember, Triton Central basically went from minute 1. They were out in front. This one, though, for Greencastle, they're trying to take flank, and it's rooted out immediately with the 2 Reapers again.
Back and forth. It's been a whole lot. Maga doesn't want to give this one up, but the life grip is going to be able to get that. Zarya getting taken down by the Wu Yang. Healer is getting involved here. Orbital. It's my kind of Overwatch game. From on high, the Soldier 76 gets met by an anti-grenade. Follows that up. Ginger Shot, he does easy picks. And it's going to be this squad playing a little bit on the back foot. Yeah, that's 2 now down. Greencastle. Triton is on a run.
Give credit, Greencastle is trying their best, but they just don't have that value. They don't have that safety mechanism in their back pocket. And again, Undoing Khan is doing everything right, trying to pull the flank, trying to get that Reaper. It's just not working, and right now, Triton are just moments away from winning.
Oh, man, yeah. So as soon as Juno gets hard pushed right here, that's going to be a decent pick on the other side. You shadow step up there, you cannot fade out. Damage here. They're letting AK Scary rain, but they got to be down there, and that player is not going to be able to get it all done themselves. Last perk enabled. You got to get to somebody's got to get down there and hold, and Juno's probably not going to be able to get it done themselves. Zarya's back though, so maybe a little bit not going to happen.
I
was trying to hold on to hope there for a second, Orbital.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but Triton Central did everything right. I think they understood what they needed to do. They understood where the opponents were going to be, and recognizing that scary was never actually going to be that scary, I think, at the very end. They stayed up top. The Soldier 76 is trying to hit scan as much as possible, but you're not able to get that free fire down, constantly getting poked out to about 80 HP. Triton Central, just a really clean game number 2, and I foresee them moving into game 3 in really convincing fashion if they keep this pace of play up.
100%. I think that this was AKA Scary constantly trying to play it can be difficult to get super burst healing out of Soldier 76, right? Well, we saw kind of flashes of Sojourn in there, and that's obviously a character that at similar ranges can do more bursty stuff, and obviously still has the maneuverability, obviously in a different way with her slides versus Soldier 76's unlimited sprint and whatnot. Answers here for Greencastle. What's been working? The Zarya, when they've been rolling together and 2 healers are able to focus on this and not really worry so much about their DPS on the side needing to be tanked up to their full 250, 275, whatever, right? Dude, a fully charged Zarya, ever since the release of Overwatch 1, now into Overwatch 2, a fully charged Zarya with support behind them, especially now with her 2 different bubbles right on the same cooldown and whatnot, it can be crazy. It can be really, really, really crazy. It can be just hard to go against without an ultimate. Just there's going to be immediately countering that. So.
Yeah, I like the swap so far, and it has held up better than I think the Orisa was going to be. We actually saw the Orisa before by Red Spider not have as much impact. I think it was a late Terror Surge was an attempt each time, but it's just not working at the current moment. Mainly for me, though, the point that you called out, the DPS need to be able to do DPS things. Undoing Khan has so far still lacked a lot of that, I want to say, creativity when it comes to flank angles. These are all spots that you are kind of getting rooted out for. I'd actually like to see Undoing Khan actually group up with the rest of the team first, start things up with the team instead of looking for an immediate flank, try and get some early damage down, and then pull off to the side. Double up behind the likes of Scary and lay down suppressive fire, because you know Squibbo is going to run at you pretty much immediately. Well, see if you can force him off. Don't allow Squibbo to get so close up in center. That keeps Red Spider safe afterwards, and it keeps your healers in the backline safe as well, at least for the time being. You need to create a little bit of variety, so the side of Triton Central aren't constantly looking for a side flank. They aren't constantly trying to root out that solo DPS. You got to shake it up a bit in there.
Agreed, and it's also the idea of the pressure was there before, so logic follows. They'd be looking for flanks in this one. Changing that up, and I mean, take everything I said about a supercharged Zarya with her bubbles and whatnot, with 2 healers behind, now add a Reaper on in there. Obviously, it's a classic combination ults-wise, but not even talking about ults, right? That's a lot of just this rolling death ball of damage. They can go forth and get through a whole lot. Soldier 76 on the side, you got your unlimited sprint, you got your unsustain. Let's hop on into this one after it's Triton. In about 5 seconds, going to be taking ticks onto this point. This is a rather fast push early orbital, and it's one that they found a lot of value from in previous rounds. Squibbo on over to the Doomfist. Okay, it's a little switch up there.
Yeah, it's, I do like it in terms of having those other angles in there, but I really don't know how well you're going to play, because it does leave a lot of your healers and DPS a little bit more open for the battle. But Squibbo immediately starts by chasing out Scary, and then Will Clapham loses their life as well. So Crofter, who has been on this life mover the entire time, trying to make some magic happen. Is it going to be enough? Quick punch number 1, quick punch number 2, and the life weaver chase into the midst of the battlefield, which I don't think you want to be in. What a solid chase, and now a denial of HP. However, Lord is able to make some work on the back end. Still at the end of the day, though, Triton hanging on to point 1.
Ooh, gonna be able to get it. Now, did they get saved at the very, very end? They did. Pylon is going to be the... No, excuse me. Yeah, that was Will Clapping kind of figuring that out on the very, very end. It's a 4v6. A great job getting out. That Reaper is not going to pay the price this time. But yeah, Doomfist on this... Doomfist is going to be able to take care of that Reaper in a lot of ways if they continue to go right down main like that.
Oh, this is rude. That's rude. Yeah, bottleneck everyone. Scary falls off the map as well. This point is donezoed for Triton Central. Really, really well done. Their overall pressure is coming in full force here.
Really is. New Junk City. I go in the way of Greencastle. They had a really, really good performance in map number 1. It's just been a fact that they haven't found that same je ne sais quoi, that same little juice they just need to go forth and take early picks, win team fights. Maybe the swap back on over the Orisa is going to be what the doctor ordered. I will say that the tank elimination for the side of Triton might be a little bit more so.
Yeah, that was Squibbo again, getting a little bit too hypey. We talked about it before, but it's really a small consequence. The only problem is Undoing Khan is more than ready to pounce on that opportunity. Scary and Khan able to swing one each. Spider gets into the mix as Ginger goes down. This, for the first time, feels like Greencastle having the opportunity to start things off strong. Point turn here in point 2 on map 3 for themselves.
Yeah, and this is something that Triton has been great at so far, and that is just realizing when a team fight is simply lost, where it's over, it's done with. Come back, let's group together, fight this as a full 5v5, and not the staggers with which Triton has been finding value from so far. Ginger shotting down here in early. They do have the Sojourn ultimate on the line, but do they fight this? They do. They try and take this 4v6 and take some value from it. Oh, the damage from the world onto Will Clappin after they completely ignore the Reaper that's 5 meters up to their left. Terrible, terrible plays.
Rough times abound.
That was
like
too
it's going to be capitalized on. Squibbo rushes in, though. And we talked about it. Squibbo is constantly that front end. And they're going to try and salvage this as much as possible. They're holding steady. They got at least one on point, and maybe they have turned it here. That is 3. Khan takes down Beckley, but the rest of the DPS is there. In comes Khan, though, with the Blossom, and turns it right back in their favor. However, Death and Beyond and Glory is theirs, as that will be point 2. Headed and turned. Triton Central. I don't know how they salvaged that one, but they have.
Wow, there's really just the Doomfist coming back and having faith in their abilities and cooldowns and whatnot. AKA Scary using the Soldier 76 ultimate, using that tack visor was just not. I understand the idea of trying to hold on, right? Back on board with the Orisa here. Red Spider pulls them in, does get a little bit of damage. Now eyes onto the Anna. No, Beatty, man, just keeps that left mouse button held down. Out damages the Orisa and Triton. He's for the time being. No, excuse me. They lost a couple of players right here. It's just going to be Squibbo. This flip is going to come, and Greencastle is going to get theirs.
Yeah, it was the overfight once again, and I think they got a little bit too hypey themselves. It's 1-1 so far. Really well done by Greencastle. They have constantly just been able to fight, and these scuffles have gone so sideways. It feels like Triton Central, they'll get a big win, but they'll forget about their backside. Greencastle will take it away. Greencastle will get a big win, forget about the back, and then Triton Central will do the exact same. And it's this constant push and pull that at this point, I don't know who's going to win until that very last moment. It makes it very exciting.
Really does. Really does. Solo kind of all together squatting here from the Triton Central squad. That's good. They're going to combine for damage on 2 Undoing Khan. The attempted flank once again just does not hit. This Orisa's pretty well segmented out, and a sleep actually keeps Kegley's alive. Or Kegley 5 alive, excuse me. Strike coming in. A lot of damage against the Orisa. Out of position once again, and Triton takes a trio of picks.
Oh, that's the play that you love watching the Doomfist be able to pull off. Slam on down, take out the enemy tank, and then rush through the corridors. And the reason I've learned why this map feels so different than the other two is because of Squibbo changing over to the Doomfist. Doomfist is not a front and center tank. Doomfist is a side tank, it feels like. Always looking for that flank option, always looking for DPS value instead. So it's left to the rest of Triton Central squad to actually hold the point more often than not. So it's not that they're trying to win out and stay on point, they're just trying to build time for Squibbo to get the kills instead.
Speaking of Squibbo, almost gets that. A fantastic grip, keeps the squad alive. Kegley down on the backside as these Reapers just continue to cause mayhem.
Yeah, that is just solid play from Triton Central. We're swapping between POVs, but POV is all Triton Central. This is a kill feed. Is there's blue all the way, only red for a moment. Greencastle will lose out on this 3rd point. It will go to a 2-1, which Greencastle will fight for their lives here on the 4th.
See how this one goes. Speaking of ultimates, got several of those online. Kegley will be there in about 5%. And do got a couple close here. Actually, all 5 pretty darn close for Greencastle. What they really need to do right now, Orbital, is get a lot of chip-in damage early and then combine these ultimates. It just doesn't seem like Greencastle's found value when it's just one person trying to do it all themselves. That is a fantastic start.
Yeah, scary. The Soldier 76 has been a source of constant DPS, just not remarkable DPS. Getting a snap on a Ginger Hottie slows them down for a bit. But again, for Triton Central, they're first on the point. We have yet to see this squad from Greencastle be there after point 2. Will it work? Scary. I don't know about rushing in on your own. It feels so desperate from them. And you don't have to get desperate just yet. Turnover now. However, shots on the back end. Overcharge coming in. Overclock, but Clapping goes down. What a chance. Proctor helps out, but Khan falls as well. It's getting messy once again. Tugboat. I don't know if I like it too much. Squibbo comes in with the flank. No heals for you is what they said. However, the Tree of Life will give space and time. Triton Central losing 2. Will they lose more? The shots ringing out. Death Blossom barely doing anything from Hottie. They're still holding though as Triton Central push the rest of Greencastle out.
Fantastic job. Yeah, Squibbo. Oh, man. Squibbo immediately answers a couple of those. The tanks just stopped paying attention to themselves for a couple of seconds. And Lord Sidious dusted as well. 20-player kill streak. Make that 21! Fantastic job by this Doomfist. Absolutely tearing this up as Greencastle turned like an up and down situation orbital earlier into like a definitive disadvantage into just like not willing to give it up right here. Meteor Strike comes in, finds a little bit across the middle. This Orisa, no! Swaps targets last second, puts him against the wall, and it's a 3-1 victory for Triton in this last.
I mean, you called it out, right? 20 is what we saw. And they decided to go further. Just crazy work overall. And yes, Proctor had a moment. Do not get me wrong. This ending, by the way, looked amazing for the moment. That tree getting set up, getting the damage down on the back end. It was an opportunity. It wasn't enough. Squibbo flying on in, and the star of the show, whether on the Malga or the Doomfist, took them all to town. Very well done.
It really was. This was a master class on how to play like a hyper-aggressive, in-your-face tank consistently, and that's really the result that we saw. This was also kind of coming off the back of having faith in your abilities to both get in, do damage, take picks if necessary, and then realize if this ain't happening, just simply get out. There's a lot of unseen advantage that comes along with pushing healers, pushing front lines and stuff, and a lot of that isn't just they use an ultimate or we force out an ultimate. A lot of it is just straight up cooldowns, right? If you can go in, get an anti on cooldown, and then get back out with your life, that anti isn't healing their teammates. It's not taking out one of your squishies. It's not making for example in this matchup, it's not making the Soldier 76 just have to completely 180 and tack sprint back the other way, right? A fantastic job of just realizing that constantly prodding pressure. Also, I do want to say for a second, a little bit too harsh there, a call of mine was, and beyond that, just saying something is bad is not great commentary. So my bad, guys. There was no context, just saying, something bad, right? So my bad. That is going to end up with a 3-6 victory, overall match line, for the Triton Central Tigers. Greencastle in their third match here within the IEN varsity is going to drop to 1-2, but tarry not. There's plenty of regular season to go, Orbital.
Yeah, I honestly think that Greencastle ran into a very tough opponent in Triton in this matchup. Triton are literally on that warpath of we need to get victories and we're going to do it one way or another. Ran into a tough squad that are hunting for victories, and maybe for Greencastle, maybe they are still Cubs. They were able to bear their fangs though, and that's what we want to see out of Cubs, who are looking to become playoff contention in there and be able to take it past maybe just an even scoreline. One of the things is they play very strict DPS. A Reaper and a Soldier 76 leads to very clear-cut DPS values and how they want to focus this. And I think for them, they just need to create more variety paths, maybe expand the playbook and how they look to target and utilize these DPS. Don't always go for the one flank, one up front. Vary it up a little bit, and maybe we get to see that variety blossom a bit further for them as they hunt for more wins here in the spring side of things.
Yeah. To break this one down a little bit more, like we saw this Juno, for example, get aerial and consistently get out of the source of danger, right? There were multiple different times, super, super low, and it's still just healing people on the way out because after the first couple of engagements, they realized, like, they're just not able to get me up here, right? Whether that was the lack of hit scans on the other side, for the most part, obviously, scoped in, whether that was just paying attention to other tanks and stuff like this, my mind goes to the DPS core for that, for trying to get somebody that is just hyper mobile, whether that's, the far in the air or somebody else on the ground. Who knows? There's plenty of game tape to be reviewed here, and as we always say here within LANFest and the IEN, there are not winners and losers, there are winners and learners. Plenty to be learned from this game tape. That said, it was a 3-0 victory for Triton. Greencastle put up a heck of a fight within that first round. It was just kind of a slow burn after there. I want to go ahead and give some of the organizations that make a broadcast just like this one possible a little bit of a shout out. And the next one on the list is LANFest. This broadcast is brought to all of you, this broadcast is part of LANFest's Scholastic Esports program, which is a program that supports this league and many, many others. Now, since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in the great states of Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, to the schools, and the teams we cover, and your generous donations do help to make this possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating costs for one regular season broadcasts, and if you appreciate our work, you can go ahead and scan the QR code on your screen right now and donate today. If you're on a web browser, just lanfest.com/scholastic, like it says down there at the bottom. Now, my favorite, League OS. League OS. Yes, that's the League OS portal. Do you want to play esports in college? Well, now you can search hundreds of collegiate programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Now, scholarships exist for players, for shoutcasters, and more, so list all of your talents. Now, there's verified collegiate coaches that are searching the LOS portal right now to find players just like you. Students, you can sign in to manage your prospect profile, where all of your stats get automatically updated match over match. For example, all the players here from Triton Central, if they've signed up on League OS, all the players from Greencastle Varsity, if they've signed up on League OS, within a couple of minutes, it's not instantly, but within a couple of minutes, all the stats from previous matches, like the one you just watched, will be updated. And of course, folks, the LOS portal is free. Don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future. Orbital, I want to repeat what you said earlier. Big shout out to production staff. That is Connie and that is Taylor on the ones and zeros behind the scenes, getting things done and making our jobs as casters that much easier. Big shout out to Triton, improving to a 3-6 over Greencastle Varsity. They'll be dropping to 1-2 in Orbital. Do you have anything else for the good people before we do bid them adieu and say to tune in for the best of 3 on Friday, League of Legends at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard? Do you have anything else for the good people? Sorry.
I do not, honestly. It was a fun match today. Even though it was one-sided, it was a beautiful one-sided matchup. A lot of players stepping up, and I can't wait to see what more they can do in the future.
Yeah, it feels like, especially after that first round, this feels like a little bit more of like a 3-1. Yes, technically a 3-0. Classic thing for casters to say that it was closer than the final scoreline says. That said, FBI Tugboat Orbital, if you enjoyed what you heard, bang at FBI_Tugboat, bang at Orbital_Casting on all kinds of social medias. Appreciate y'all for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
You